Islam is impossibly on the show. Everybody wants Islam on the show. He is the #1 requested guest, and he's impossible to get on the show.
Really?
Yeah.
Hey, I did fan questions with him the other day, and I said, I'm going to do some more fan questions. And he goes, I don't know, Coach. I don't know if I want to do fan questions.
Yeah, he's not into this.
I said, okay. Nah, he is, he's very charismatic, and it just depends, He's focused on his training. He wants to get to the top, and the guy is a beast, man. He's got it all down: timing, jiu-jitsu, wrestling, kicking, punching, strategy. He's got it all. He has it all. He has everything that's needed.
He's got personality. That's the thing, and I think it would show and help improve him. Obviously in a fighting world. I mean, Khabib is an exception because Khabib was shy to the camera as well and managed to become one of the biggest stars in the sport. But aside from him, and obviously Islam can do the same, but it seems like if he shows that personality, it would only help him. But let's just get back to Islam real fast. I know you said before that he's the next Khabib, or he has the ability to be the next Khabib. Give me some insight on how he's doing now compared to, whenever that podcast was, and how he's improving and what you see in his future now, as far as being possibly the next Khabib.
Well, I wouldn't call him the next Khabib. I just call him the next Islam,
right.
which to me is the next champ. I think he has all the tools to be the next lightweight champion. And it's just a matter of getting by Drew Dober, which is no easy task. Drew is ranked higher in the rankings. He's not ranked lower, which he should be lower because he's really that good. But for us, beating a Drew Dober, which is what we're planning on doing, is not going to do that great of a deal for us, only because Drew's ranking is too high. If we would have got RDA like originally scheduled, that would have been a good one, because then they would have put him in the top 10 at least, Yeah. I would say top 7 for damn sure if he would have beat RDA, which I believe he would have. But anyway, so this fight here is just another fight. It's not going to move him up in the rankings like he deserves, but maybe it'll get other people to fight him. The biggest problem we've had with Islam isn't so much that he's not willing to fight anybody. There's nobody in the top ranking wants to fight him because he's too much of a risk.
Right.
I don't blame him. I don't blame him. It's like, why fight him when you can fight somebody that's not as tough that you get more reward from? Why fight somebody that the reward's not so good? So that's the problem with him, is he's that good. He belongs in the top 5, in my opinion. And because he's not in the top 5, he's too dangerous of a risk.
I think if he wins, in a dominant fashion in this fight, he'll put himself high enough that these guys are going to have to say yes. They're not going to be able to say no like they can now, just because he's lower ranked and he doesn't have that recent dominant win, which he will possibly have after this fight. So I think at least a dominant win will put him in that position where he'll at least get a big fight, and those guys will quit, running from him.
Yeah, because if I'm not mistaken, or I could be wrong, it could either be if he beats Drew, it will be his 7th win in a row,
right,
or his 9th. I don't know if he's on an 8-fight win streak or 6-fight. I might be confusing him with Leon Edwards, who's on an 8-fight win streak. I think Islam's either a 6-fight, I don't know, 6 to 8-fight win streak. He's definitely 6, but he might be 7 or 8. And after Drew, he'll be one more.
And that's what I meant by another Khabib. I don't mean literally Khabib, but I mean just like another guy that comes up and with that similar style and fortitude and just smashes everyone. But yeah, I mean, I think this is going to be a good fight either way it goes. But I see what you're saying. It's a risky fight. It's good that y'all took it. At least he's active. He's staying active, and he's proven he wants to fight. He's not being picky. A lot of guys do that, and then they sit around and they get passed up. So at least he's doing that. What is without being strategic, what is your official kind of breakdown and prediction of the Dober fight?
I just think we have to be basically very, very careful about his strengths and take him in deep waters and drown him, and that's what I think we need to do. He's very good striker. He's a good fighter, man, period. I don't really have anything negative to say about him because he's really good all the way around. We're just going to have to do what we can do to drown him, and that's it, but he's good. He's good. He's definitely more deserving of the ranking they have him.
Yeah. And then his fight camp for this fight is in Vegas. Is that his first time that he's fought or had a fight camp in Vegas? And how's that going? I mean, how is it different than San Jose or Dubai?
Well, this is his second one because when he was fighting RDA, he was in Vegas training.
Okay.
Even though I was in Dubai, he was in Las Vegas training here for that fight and I was going to join him later. And so yeah, he was here training before he got sick with the mumps and then
Okay.
he was out. So this would be second camp. Um, in all honesty, there's nothing better than AKA at home training.
Yeah, of
There
course.
isn't. It's just a better scenario for us, better situation. Everything's better for me as a coach. I had everything I needed there, everything we needed there. The structure was there. Here it's not structured. Sometimes we don't know if we're going to train here or we're going to train there. And there it's like a set pattern all the time. And consistency is important. And here, consistency is not something I can guarantee you. Like tomorrow, well, where are we going to train? I don't know. Are we going to train the PI? Are we going to train Extreme Couture? I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. Sometimes we don't know. We get changed around, and that's something that's definitely different. And I don't like that. I like consistency, and set patterns, and I think that's what actually does great for people is when you're consistent. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. We're always consistent, and we follow the steps, and that's the success model. But when you start changing around, oh, one day we're doing this, next day we're doing that, next day, okay, we can't do this, now we can't do that. I mean, it changes everything around. I don't, I
Right.
don't, I don't like inconsistencies. I like consistent type training.